We only set the dining room for important guests, Mom said with a thin smile, gesturing toward the kitchen. You understand, don't you, Rachel? I stood in the foyer of their mansion, watching as servants arranged fine china for my sister's special announcement dinner. My simple black dress felt painfully out of place among the crystal chandeliers and marble floors. Of course, I replied quietly, checking my phone. Another notification from my private banking team blinked across the screen. Amanda swept into the room, dripping in designer labels. Her eyes skimmed my outfit with disdain. We came. How enticing, she mocked. The kitchen staff could probably use help with the dishes. Before I could respond, my phone vibrated again. The acquisition was complete. The numbers made me smile. Something amusing about being relegated to the servants' quarters while buying out an empire. Just a message from work, I said mildly. Oh right. Your little, what do you call it? Investment thing. Amanda waved dismissively. Speaking of which, my hedge fund just closed another billion-dollar deal. Mom beamed. Amanda's been so successful, top of the financial world. My phone buzzed again. The transfer was processing. And what have you been up to, Rachel? Amanda asked with mock concern. Still trying to make ends meet with your startup? I glanced at my notification. The billions were moving exactly as planned. Something like that, I murmured. Well, Mom interjected, the kitchen has leftovers if you're hungry. We're having an important dinner in the dining room. Amanda's announcing her new position as CEO. My phone pinged loudly. The transfer was complete. What's that? Amanda frowned at my phone's insistent alert. Just a banking notification, I replied. Overdraft warning? She laughed. I remember those days before I made my first million. I turned my phone screen toward them. Actually, it's a transfer confirmation. Mom squinted at the numbers. Is that $4.2 billion? I nodded. The acquisition just completed. Amanda's champagne glass slipped from her fingers, splattering across the imported tablecloth. What? The transfer, I explained calmly, from the purchase of your hedge fund's parent company. Purchase of, Mom's voice faltered. Yes. I pulled up the confirmation email. As of 3 minutes ago, I own the company you work for, Amanda. All of it. Dad walked in at that moment. Why is everyone standing around? Amanda's guests will be here soon to celebrate her CEO announcement. There won't be an announcement, I said, showing him my phone. The board just approved my takeover bid. The CEO position is no longer available. Takeover. Amanda's face drained of color. That's impossible. Our firm is worth billions. $4.2 billion to be exact, I replied. Which I just transferred to your former owners. Mom grabbed the back of a chair for support. But you're poor. You live in that tiny apartment. That tiny apartment is the top 3 floors of a building I own, I corrected her. Along with most of the financial district. You can't. Amanda frantically checked her work email. Her phone dinged with a company-wide announcement. Her face went from pale to ashen as she read. Effective immediately, ownership has transferred to Walker Industries under CEO Rachel Walker. Your sister, I finished for her. The one you relegated to the kitchen. Dad stared at the transfer amount still glowing on my phone. All this time while you mocked my startup, I said with a faint smile. I was building an empire, one that just bought out your precious hedge fund. Mom weakly gestured toward the back of the house. But the kitchen is probably staffed by people who work harder than anyone in your dining room, I interrupted. Which is why I prefer their company. My phone buzzed again. Another notification. Excuse me, I said, checking the message. My team needs approval for the restructuring plan. Amanda, you should check your email. Your new position in the company is outlined there. New position? She stammered. Don't worry, I assured her, heading for the door. I'm not firing you. Just reassigning you to a more suitable role. After all, I paused in the doorway. We should keep it in the family, right? I left them standing there. Mom clutching her pearls, Dad staring at my phone screen, and Amanda slowly sinking into a chair as she read about her demotion in the company she thought she was about to run. This has to be a mistake, Amanda muttered. Daddy, call the board. Call someone. My phone speaker carried my CFO's voice clearly. Ms. Walker, the restructuring is proceeding as planned. Would you like to announce the new executive team now? Let's wait until Amanda finishes reading her reassignment letter, I replied, watching my sister frantically scroll. I believe she's just reaching the part about her new position. A strangled sound escaped Amanda's throat. Junior analyst, under supervision. Well, I said, ending my call, we can't have someone who's never built anything from scratch running a major division. You'll need to learn the business from the ground up. Dad was still staring at the transfer confirmation. But your startup, you said you were struggling. No, I corrected. You said I was struggling. I said I was building something. There's a difference. My phone chimed again. I pulled up the holographic display, projecting real-time trading data into the air. Billions in motion lit up their marble foyer. Mom staggered back. That's more money than Amanda's entire hedge fund managed. That's just the morning trading volume, I explained, swiping through the displays. The real assets are in the technology division. Technology? Amanda whispered. You're an investment company? No, I expanded the hologram. I'm a technology company that revolutionized investment banking. Your hedge fund was still using outdated trading models while my algorithms were reshaping global finance. The hologram shifted to show my company's total holdings. Mom gasped. 30 billion. As of this morning, I confirmed. Though with the Asian markets opening soon, that number will probably change. Amanda's hands twisted in her designer dress. But you live so simply. Your clothes, your apartment. Because I don't need external validation, I said, adjusting my plain black dress. Though for the record, this simple dress cost more than your monthly salary. I just don't feel the need to broadcast it. My phone buzzed again. The hologram updated automatically. Another 2 billion in trading profits, I noted casually. Looks like the European markets are responding well to the acquisition. Mom had to sit down. 2 billion, just like that? Just like that, I confirmed. While you were showing me to the kitchen, my algorithms were transforming the financial industry. Speaking of which, I turned to Amanda. That promotion you were so excited to announce? It would have put you in charge of a division that runs entirely on my technology. You'd have been working for me anyway. The color drained from Amanda's face. All those trades, our record profits, they were because of my trading system, I finished for her. Your entire firm has been running on my technology for the past year. I just decided it was time to make it official. Dad stepped forward, his voice shaking. Rachel, about dinner. The kitchen comment was perfectly fitting. I cut him off. Because unlike some people in this house, I actually respect the people who do the real work. I checked my phone again. Which reminds me, I should call my team about the restructuring. The hologram in the foyer shifted, displaying the new organizational chart. Amanda's name now appeared several levels down, tucked under Junior Analytics Training Program. You can't do this, she whispered. Actually, I swiped through the takeover documents. According to the agreement I just spent $4.2 billion on, I can. But don't worry. Unlike some executives, I believe in giving everyone a chance to prove themselves, even those who sent me to the kitchen. My phone chimed with an urgent alert. Excuse me, I said, pulling up another holographic display. The Tokyo Exchange is opening. There's a major trading opportunity. They watched in stunned silence as I shifted billions between accounts with a few precise gestures, the hologram showing money flowing like digital rivers. That's more than our entire family fortune, Mom whispered. That's more than the GDP of some countries, I corrected her. Amazing what you can build when you're not worried about impressing people at dinner parties. Amanda had slumped against the wall, still clutching her reassignment letter. Junior Analyst Training Program, Performance Reviews. Consider it a learning opportunity, I suggested. You'll finally understand how real wealth is created, not just managed. My phone buzzed one final time. Ms. Walker, my AI assistant announced, your helicopter is waiting. The board would like to discuss post-acquisition strategy. Of course. I headed for the door, then paused. Oh, and Mom, about those kitchen leftovers? I just bought the restaurant. All of them, actually. The chef is now running a global hospitality empire. I smiled. Funny how the help can surprise you, isn't it? I left them standing in the foyer, the hologram still projecting billions in motion. A digital monument to everything they had dismissed. Sometimes the best seat at the table isn't in the dining room. It's in the boardroom you secretly owned all along. The silence was broken by more incoming notifications. Each ping made Amanda flinch as if struck. Let's look at what your new position entails, I said, expanding a section of the hologram. You'll start by learning our proprietary trading algorithms. The ones your team has been paying millions to access. Millions? Dad repeated weakly. We've been paying you millions? Oh, that's right. I smiled. Your personal investment portfolio uses our systems too. Through Amanda's firm, you've been paying me a percentage of your profits for years. Mom sank deeper into her chair. All those returns you were so proud of, I confirmed, were generated by my technology. The daughter you sent to the kitchen has been managing your wealth better than any of your hand-picked financial advisors. The hologram shifted again, displaying their family's investment history. See these spikes in performance? I pointed to several dramatic upturns. Each one coincides with the launch of one of my algorithms. Amanda squinted at the data. The Morrison strategy, our most successful trading model. That was you. Named after Mom's maiden name, I nodded. A little family touch, though she was too busy planning your celebratory dinners to notice. My phone lit up with another urgent message. Interesting, I murmured, pulling up a fresh display. Your hedge fund's Singapore office just tried to execute a major trade without authorization, trying to move assets before the takeover becomes public. Amanda went even paler. I might have made some calls. And this, I interrupted, is exactly why you're starting in junior analytics. I reversed the transaction with a few gestures. Lesson 1. Every trade is tracked, logged, and monitored by my systems. You can't hide money from the person who invented the technology that moves it. The hologram updated, showing billions flowing back under my control. Your office access has been revoked, I added, watching the security protocols engage. You'll get your new credentials Monday morning. Report to HR at 8 a.m. sharp. Business casual dress code. Business casual, I repeated. Mom looked horrified. We care more about competence than couture, I explained. Though, Amanda, that Chanel suit you bragged about at Christmas? My company owns a controlling stake in the fashion house now. So technically you're still wearing something I paid for. Dad finally found his voice. All this time, while we pitted you. You were working for me, I finished. Your investments, your trades, your profits, all flowing through my systems, building my empire. One patronizing dinner invitation at a time. The hologram pulsed with new data. Asian markets reacting to the acquisition. Your company's stock just jumped 30%, Amanda muttered, her financial instincts kicking in despite the shock. Our company, I corrected. But your profit sharing starts only after you finish training. I checked the time. Speaking of which, you should start those manuals. Quiz on Monday. A quiz, she squeaked. Welcome to real finance, sister. I smiled. Success is measured by what you know, not by your dinner seat. My phone buzzed. The board is waiting, I said, heading out. Amanda, remember, 8 a.m. Monday. And those leftovers you offered? Send them to my office. I never forget where I came from, or where I'm going. The hologram dissolved. The foyer suddenly felt small, boxed in by echoes of billions they never knew they were chasing. The next morning my office AI announced, Ms. Walker, your sister has arrived for orientation, wearing couture. I pulled up the feed. Amanda sat awkwardly, clutching her Hermes bag while the other new analysts stared. Your mother has called 12 times, the AI added. And your father's investment manager requests an urgent meeting. Of course he does, I murmured, watching our stock climb. Put him through. Ms. Walker, the manager stammered. About Mr. Walker's portfolio. You mean the one your firm manages with my technology? I pulled up the details. The one where you take credit for my algorithms? We didn't know, he admitted. Now you do. Management fees are being renegotiated. My phone buzzed again. Amanda's orientation had begun. On the HR feed she stared at her training packet as if it were hieroglyphics. Module 1. Basic algorithm structure, the director explained. Learn the systems from the ground up. But I was supposed to be CO, Amanda protested. And now, the director replied, you learn how real wealth is created. Ms. Walker insists on basics first. Ms. Walker, the AI chimed. Your mother is in the lobby. I sighed. Send her up. Mom entered slowly, pearls trembling at her throat as her eyes locked on the real-time global financial displays. Rachel, she stopped mid-sentence, overwhelmed by the numbers. Morning trading volume, I said, gesturing to the streams of data. More than our entire family fortune, every few minutes. She sank into a chair, hands twisting. Amanda is learning real work, I told her, pulling up the HR feed. See? She's even taking notes. But she was supposed to be CEO of a company she didn't build, using technology she didn't understand? I raised an eyebrow. That's not real success. My phone chimed. Another billion in transactions confirmed. Your husband's manager just realized who powers his trading, I said dryly. Funny how respect comes once they know who signs the checks. Mom stared at the displays. All this time while we sent you to the kitchen. I was building this. I gestured at the glowing walls of data. Every dismissal, every comment, every suggestion to get a real job. All of it motivated me more. The AI interrupted. Amanda has completed Module 1. Score, 62%. Barely passing, I noted. But, she's trying, Mom whispered. The kitchen comment, she added softly. Perfectly illuminating, I said. It showed me exactly what you thought of me. Now, I pulled up the org chart. Everyone's where they deserve to be. Fresh data flickered. The markets surged in response to our tech rollout. Your father, Mom said quietly. He's not sleeping. Knowing all his investment success was powered by your systems. Maybe he should have noticed what his struggling daughter was building, I replied. My phone pinged. Amanda was requesting a meeting. Send her up, I said. Mom, stay for this. Amanda entered, her designer suit wrinkled from hours of training. She clutched the manual like a lifeline. The algorithms, she said breathlessly. They're brilliant. I never understood. I just used the interface, I never saw the math behind it. This is what I built while you mocked my startup, I said evenly. I want to understand it, Amanda said quickly. All of it. The real way. Not summaries. Mom gasped. I studied Amanda's face. Was it humility, or the collapse of her illusions? That's why you're in training, I said at last. Real success isn't inherited. It's built line by line, trade by trade. My phone chimed again. Asian markets closed. Another record day. Back to class, I told Amanda. You have a lot to learn. As she left, Mom supporting her shell-shocked daughter, I turned back to the displays. Numbers flowed across the air like digital rivers of vindication.